What's up, guys? It's Jules and the birds. Let's say hello, birds. Time for another stitch with me, and there's so much to talk about today. I am in such a good mood. This is like the first ever Friday recording of the Stitch with Me that I can ever remember, because I'm in day 2 of my 5-day vacation, and I'm very happy. Yeah, you guys are happy too, aren't you? That's right. And yeah, so today we're going to do the Tower of Babel from Scarlet Quince, and we're going to get into that in just a second here. For those of you who may or may not know, Scarlet Quince specializes in blended projects, which basically means that you're using you're going to use like 2 different colors of, a little thing of floss from a little, I can't even speak. It's like 2 different colors, basically 1 strand from each color to give the actual finished color. This is what a color chart looks like. I got the large print color, or I got the large print, something like that. But this is the color chart, and so this is the color key. So you can see, when you're looking at these, like, it tells you which numbers, which colors, basically, that you'll need, and these are DMC. And so, and sometimes occasionally you'll run across one like this one right here that only needs 1. That's more unusual, but most of the time it's just 2 different colors. So when I am doing something like this, I use different kinds of organization for a project like this. And I'll use one of these floss boxes, and I buy the sticker packs that come with these, because for every symbol, there comes, let's see, where is my finger? For every symbol, there comes a little sticker that tells you what colors you need, also with a little color printout of roughly what they look like. Sometimes, especially when you're new to this, it helps you really kind of figure out a little bit better what you're doing. But this is kind of how I put this together. So I used to use floss boxes all the time, but I've gotten away from them with my newer system of organization, and I'm really dedicated to getting the video out on floss organization, and when before the weekend is out, because I've got all kinds of motivation to do it. But we're going to move into this here while I open up my pattern here, and we see what we're going to do. The hubby is downstairs finalizing a graduation video for the child of one of our friends who is graduating from actually already graduated from high school. Graduated yesterday. A lot of the kids we know actually graduated yesterday, which was just ridiculous. But because school's still in session for everybody else, but they do it when they can, I suppose, because for some reason out here nobody does them anymore in the whatchamacallit, the what do you call it? Oh, I got headphones on. Why do I have I still have my headphones on. I'm like, why do I not hear myself very well? And they don't do indoor, or not indoor, but they don't do graduations at the football stadiums anymore. I don't know why. That's where I graduated from, but everybody's doing them out here. They do them at Denver University or Red Rocks or someplace that's like fancy, and I'm just thinking, why spend the money? But that's just me. I guess I'm different. So these are, you can't even quite tell, but they are 2 different colors. On this one, it's 3866 and 453, so they do look quite a lot alike. And we are going to do a bunch of stitching with these colors for a bit. It gets hard when you are doing some, I'm sorry guys, I about knocked this right off, didn't I? Let me just straighten this out a little bit here. It gets a little hard when you're dealing with 2 things of floss that look virtually the same. So a lot of times what I'll do is I will, I've got 2 strands and 2 strands of the same color. I want to put that 2 strands back of the one color. Do the same thing with I'm going to separate them, so I'll do the same thing with the other color, where I'll just separate out 2 strands of this one. And then I will put the other 2 strands back. Put the other 2 strands back. And I know that I've got 2 strands of each color there. So then what I'll do is I'll separate both of these out and go ahead and mix the 2 strands together, if that makes sense. 2 colors. I got so much to tell you guys. This stitch with me, it's gonna go as long as my phone holds out. And I didn't get 100% charge on my phone, so we're gonna see what happens here. But there's so much to talk about. Give me something to talk about. Of course, and I'm a dope, and I got a nice knot here, so we're gonna cut said knot, even though it's sad and it's not what I wanted. I'm gonna cut said knot. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna get around that. So there's my 2 colors, my floss separated, even though I'm a dork. I'm a dork. Boop-a-doop. My thumb opened up again, even though the other one finally healed. Hooray! That one opened up, so I can't have 2 functioning thumbs at the same time. The world would go crazy. Alright, so that went much better. So I got those 2 and those 2, so I'm just going to put 1 strand down of that color, pick 1 strand up of the other color, put those 2 together over here, and then go ahead and put these 2 together. Even though honestly right now looking at them, like I can barely, I probably need my magnifiers in order to truly be able to see the difference. And since I had to cut the 1 strand short, I'm going to just make sure that those line up, pull all the way to the end, see where this part ends. Got about 4 inches there. Cut that off so it's not even. Goodbye, floss. Goodbye. Causing me problems. And now I just gotta find a needle. Hello, needles. Where are you? I think I'm still stitching in the back with something. I'm still stitching. I think I'm still stitching. Yeah, okay. Hold on. I'm still stitching from the other day. Oof. I got that Bruno Mars song Happy in my head because my husband's video that he's making, he's using that song. Hold on, I need to bring this down a bit. Everybody, hold on. There we go. This thing will not be totally straight. All right, there we go. It's good. 'Tis good. So, yeah, so anyway, he's been playing that song. There's like 3 songs on the video, and they're great songs for what he's doing. See, that one's just not perfect. I just play with it a little bit, make it more perfecter. More perfecter. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And anyway, so the song's kind of stuck in my head. Shoo. What shall we talk about, guys? I got so much to tell you. Where shall we start? Where shall we start? Start with cross-stitch stuff. So, aside from the organization video, that's really like my thing this weekend is I want to focus on getting things done that are more project-oriented and harder for me to sit down and get done when I'm in my normal schedule. So that would be like certain videos that I've been planning on putting out and I haven't, or at least recording, and I'll put them out later. So that's one thing. And I got that one dog video that came out the other day, and I'm trying to do some more recording for that. I've got, and we went to the Olympic Training Center today. We're going to talk about that a bit in my video, but I want to do a video on that for those who haven't been there or even know about it. There are only 2 official Olympic training centers in the country. One is here, the other one is at Lake Placid. I thought they used to include Park City, but I don't know if they have removed it from the official lists for some reason, but I mean, there are a lot of athletes that train there because of, winter athletes that train there because of the skiing and whatnot. But It was very good. There was an athlete that took us around on the tour. You always got to take a tour when you go there. I mean, don't go there and not take the tour. I think the tour cost about $15. Well worth it. All the money, 100%, goes to taking care of the athletes. The United States Olympic team, I think, is the only country that does not accept, that does not give, like as a government, give funds to its Olympic team. It's 100% privately raised, rather from corporations or individuals. So they rely on, obviously donations, the tours that we pay for, sales of Olympic gear. I believe 100% goes towards, like, I think even Visa donates a percentage of what they would normally take for that. But anyway, it's cool. And so so the athlete who took us around today was the 4th ranked female skeleton racer, or athlete in our country, which was pretty cool. It was neat hearing her talk about, the skeleton is the kind of, it's like the luge where they go down the track on a, like a sled in a sense, very quickly down, yeah, like that. But in skeleton, they go down head first. And so it's just crazy. And so it was very interesting to talk to her about, like, the experiences of doing that. And it was just a really good tour. I've been down there many times. It's only about an hour and 10 minutes away from where I live. And so it was, let me highlight that so that I remember. But it was very cool to go to that. Again, I've been there, like I said, I've been there probably 6 or 7 times at least. I've taken multiple family members there. I've taken, my brother's been there, my mom's been there, I think twice. I've taken friends that have come in from out of town there. It's like my go-to spot for, when people come in. And it's funny because a lot of people who actually have lived in Colorado for a long time, I think they don't actually know that it's there. So that's pretty interesting in my opinion, but all right. So let me get my colors for this next bit, for my next trick. Gotta keep a drinking. My allergies have been acting up. Anyway, we went this morning, we did that. And then when we came back, and then when we went down there, it looked pretty good in Colorado Springs for the most part, but we drive by the road that we would pull off to head towards where the ranch is, where our bees are at, and there was still there were still lots of areas of snow on the ground. So we're fingers crossed. There was a lot of snow that fell, 14, 15 inches that fell where the bees were. So we're hoping that they tucked themselves in, and it wasn't brutally cold. So hopefully they ended up doing okay, but we will not know for a while. So, well, we'll know that this weekend. My husband will go down and check them out, make sure they're okay. Hopefully they're okay. If not, you will hear us crying from a distance, far, far distance. So, because we really want our bees to be alive now. Okay, so I grabbed the other. I had forgotten that I had already tied off and put in a needle. No, I didn't put a needle. I just tied off the other stuff. So I went and grabbed the other 2 pieces of floss that I hadn't put together yet. Put them together, and I'm like, why is it so short? Why do they not match? Well, that would be why. Well, I'm thinking about another video. I want to do a quick beginner's tutorial One that I'm gonna stitch, and then I'm gonna something really easy like the ducky, and just do a voiceover for it. I think might be you know, for a true beginner, talk about the different things and whatnot. But I'd love to do something like that. But anyway, so the dogs. See, I can hear Topher out there barking. So what was I gonna say? Brain. Hello, brain. I have like so many things that I want to tell you guys that I keep jumping ahead in my own head. I keep jumping ahead in my own head. I'll do this one right here. But anyway, so we'll see how the bees are. My husband's going to go down probably Sunday, I think, and check on them. Give another 24 to 36 hours for the snow to melt. And we are hoping that that will be enough so that it won't be too muddy, so he can get back there and see if they're still there and still doing their thing. So that'll be the thing, the little thing. And so that'll be him on Sunday. So if they're, you know, maybe I'll just post a quick blog update and let you guys know yay or nay on if they're still around. What else is going on? So I updated the blog yesterday with all the new channels. The individual, the wonderful individual who sent me the, who's teasing me about, you know, not being Southern. and honestly, now that I think about it, I think she's right. I've been out here in Colorado for far too long. I've been out here longer than I ever lived in Georgia, which is mind-boggling to me because I always identified myself as a raised Southerner. But anyway, she sent me this long list of focuses to put on the blog. Now, here's the thing: I did not add people who had not done a video in like over 6 months, because it kind of like with TV shows, like if I'm going to pick up a TV show after it ended and it only had like 4 episodes, I don't even want to start. And I feel like it takes away from all the current floss tubers who are getting in there and making videos and stuff. I did make a mention, there was one of you crazies out there just started a channel literally like 2 weeks ago, and reached out to me and told me about it. I think it was awesome, and so I kind of highlighted you on my blog post. But I got that updated, and I need to update all my videos and my video page, and I need to update the pictures on the I couldn't figure out how I got the categories or how I got the drop down. It's been so long since I had originally set it up that I couldn't remember how exactly I updated all that. So I need to go back in and figure out how I update the individual project pages. Get in there and get that done. That'll be fun. What else is... yeah, I keep hitting this thing. It's a little too low. And it's not centered quite right. I'm about ready to break this this particular thing. I mean, I'm not like breaking it because I'm mad. I'm like, it's about ready to just break apart. I don't even know what I did with the other one. It's probably still downstairs. The one that I used to shoot my interlude videos with. And I know you guys, I know some of you guys miss the interlude videos, and I'm not talking to you guys as much right now. But I will say that I still read stuff. I just need to get in there and check everything off. But it's definitely lightened my load personally. And it's something that I'm glad I did it. At some point, I know I'm going to go back to it, or have some other kind of live stream or something that we can hang out and do stuff. It's, you know, having a 5-day weekend is a nice preview for something like that, where, you know, I am so relaxed today, and so just like, and I'm getting stuff done, and it's just nice. And whenever I get to that day where I can kind of do that on a regular basis, I'm going to be a happy camper. What was I going to say? Oh, so yesterday I worked on the blog. Did some stitching. I've stitched on Rainy Waterloo Place, and did I actually get any Apothecary Shop done? There's something else that I stitched on. I'm trying to remember what it was. But I may have been introduced to a new gridding method, guys, that you guys, well, you don't, okay, so the blue pen that I use is perfectly fine, except for those smaller pieces like those smaller stitching pieces like the, not the linen so much as maybe Ronnie Rowe with the 18 count, anything that's like 18 count or smaller, so like Reaper, Wonders of the World, I think is going to benefit from this new gridding pen that, again, one of you crazies reached out to me and said, have you seen this? I bought it, and I finally got around. Again, thank you, 5-Day Weekend, for getting me caught up on things that I'm like, I need to do this. And I have tried it out, and it works. And it works from a standpoint of literally how do I say this? It deactivates. It's like invisible ink. It deactivates with hot water, and it can come back if it is exposed to cold. I did because I put it in the freezer, and it came back a little bit, but then I just used hot water, rinsed it right back off again. So I got a video coming out about that this weekend. It is really, really cool. It's something that other crafters in other disciplines are already using. We just hadn't, I just hadn't seen it. Now, I know as soon as I do it, we're going to have like a flood of people going, oh, I know what you're talking about. I've been using that for 5 years, and that's the best thing ever. Why did I sound like Gomer Pyle? I don't know, but that was what it sounded like. So, anyway, so I'm excited about that. I want to try and get another dog video. I gotta do something different though. Maybe I'll take. I don't think we're going to go to graduation ceremonies. Not, I said it again. Not graduation ceremonies. Graduation parties tomorrow. So we'll have some fun with those things. Those are half stitches. I'm gonna have to come back and fix that. And so. I don't know, I'm just in a good mood. Just in a good mood. More relaxed than I've been in a while, so it's good stuff, guys. It's good stuff. So, buttons. What else has been going on? Because I said I had all kinds of things to tell you about, and yet here I am trying to remember exactly what those were. Oh, yeah, and to the person who did send me that long list of floss tubers, and again, oh, we hit over 350, or no, 375? Got 375, I think. 375? That sounds, or 350. I can't, I think it's 375. 376 now, I think. So 376, so we're getting close to 400. And that's pretty amazing. I'm just flabbergasted. But wow, that was loud. What? You're looking right at me. What? Anyway, the birds. What were we talking about the other day? Oh, we were talking about how emotional some birds can be, and wondering if it would be something that we would want to get one day just because of how emotional, like if we went anywhere. And I'm like, well, said bird would probably be sitting on my shoulder all the time if we ever got to that day. So I don't know. I don't know if we'll do it just because right now the dogs take up a fair bit of time, fair bit of attention. And if we had birds, I don't know if I know with the current, there's a couple of the current dogs that would not work out well with birds. It would not be a good thing. Bailey is a predator in every sense of the word. Oh, we found out that, hold on. We found out there's a place up north of Denver somewhere where there's some sort of lure chasing. It's not live, but it's some kind of like simulated lure chasing where they put something out that looks like a live animal, and you're supposed to like, the dogs are like, it's somewhere at some dog park or something, and they're supposed to chase it and whatnot, and gotta bring Bailey there sometime and see how she likes it, because she's such a predator. I believe that that's the case. But anyway, we hope to do that at some point. I got a highlight here. It's kind of funny. But anyway, so she's the true predator. She's really been feeling her oats lately. I think she's been trying to, when we're not home, break into the upstairs, dig through the door. She's causing some damage. I'm not sure 100%, but it could be something going on. We got to watch that. She cannot be trusted. She cannot be trusted. And I say that because when we have tried to trust her in the past, it has not worked out well for anyone. So, but yeah, there's that. What else is going on, kiddos? I'm thinking. Yeah, so we got a lot of videos to put out. I need to get, if this gridding pen truly does work, I'm going to use it, I think, in the, well, I don't know if I'll use it. I may use I need to get some new blue pens. I've kind of run out of ink on some of them. But I need to get some, well, I don't need to get any new things. If these new gridding pens work, I'll show you all about them later. I will. Because I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work just fine. The reviews were good, and it did what it said it would do, and I'm happy. So, keep playing far too much of my World of Warcraft game, but am definitely at a point now where I can be more reasonable about my playtime. So, instead of being so massively addicted to it, I'm only somewhat addicted. So I'm stepping down, so that's good. Oh, I made the hubby. This is another thing. Like, my husband cooks all the time, and I mean, he's the one who cooks probably 95%, and he does a really good job. And I try to, like, well, I don't try. I really just don't. And I've never been a good cook. Well, how do I say this? It's not that I'm a bad cook. I'm never motivated to cook. When I do cook, usually it comes out pretty dang good, but I just have zero motivation to cook. And you would think, well, hey, you're married. Well, don't you want to cook for your husband? I'm like, well, we both like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, so let's just have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I mean, if it's up to me, I probably wouldn't be, I'm not fussy at all about different things, but we need to eat healthier. And so, had, again, because I felt like I got a nice snag in here, I'm gonna just fold that down because I don't want to keep pulling that through and causing a problem here. Oh, I messed that up, didn't I? There we go. All right. But when I do decide to cook, it turns out pretty well. So what I decided to do was have a little Southwestern fiesta. He had smoked a chicken the other weekend or the other week, and we ended up putting a bunch of different ingredients together, mixing it all together, and he's just like, this would have been better if we'd had some green chili. So I basically made a mix of, it was just white rice and black beans, and I did ground turkey as the meat. low-fat ground turkey. And then I did cheese and green chili. And I cooked it all together, and then I kind of layered it. Well, I didn't cook it all together. I cooked it, and then I layered it. And it was really ridiculously awesome, healthy. And quite enjoyed it. Quite enjoyed it. So I gotta watch how many precedents I set, because I'm like, could end up having to cook that more. I do a lot of ethnic food when I cook. I'll make some Indian food, or Mexican food are usually my go-tos. Those are my specialties, so to speak. But boop, 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 boo. So sorry guys, I am tired though. I thought I might take a nap this afternoon when we got back. So on our way back from Olympic Training Center, we found a new Indian restaurant we've been talking about going to. We finally went to this one. It's so good. We have our favorite that we love, and that's been our standard favorite for like 4 years, but this one's a lot closer, and it is definitely like the best sag I have ever had. Paneer sag. I've ever had. I've never really liked it a whole lot at other places, but this place is so good. And the best naan, which naan is like a flatbread that they cook, hand cooking. Is that like holding it over an open fire? But they cook there, and oh, it's so good. Yeah, we really enjoyed it. We're definitely going back. And the good news is that I ate it, and I didn't overeat, which is a weakness, especially with Indian food, because it was a buffet. And so, because I was like, all right, I'm gonna try some buffet. I had some sag, and I had some other kind of vegetable korma, which is just sort of like a bunch of things kind of mixed together. And the korma was okay. I mean, it was good. I'm just not much of a korma person, but the sag was fantastic. And had some chicken tikka masala. I did not try the chicken curry. Usually I'm a chicken curry person, but I just didn't. I was like, I don't want to. I got one big plate filled with like a ton of things, and I ate that. And I was like, yeah, I'm not hungry anymore. So I ended up getting just some rice pudding that they had out there too. And I was pretty happy about that. I love rice pudding, especially with like a little bit of cinnamon or other little flavors on there. Oh, so good. And I didn't feel like, oh, I gotta come home and have a nap, because it was so, because I was so overloaded with, say, carbs or something. I wasn't. It tasted really good. So it was awesome. So we did that, and then we stopped at Walmart to pick up some earthworms, because I needed some earthworms for Groot the axolotl. I ran out, and poor boy was like, feed me, Seymour. I need some food. And I said, okay, okay. So that's what happened there. Boop, 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 boop. Get that happy song, because I'm happy. Coming along. Oh man, though, I tell you, I'm sore. I'm sore on purpose, though. So I'm sore because I was doing a little weightlifting. We did a lot of walking today, which was great. And then I got on the bike. I'm going to be really sore tomorrow from getting on the bike. A little stationary, not little, but stationary bike that my husband had bought before we were married. It's almost like a spinning bike. Well, it probably is a spinning bike. It's really easy to control, and it's very comfortable. It's easy to control the resistance on it with just the little dial. Very easy to manipulate. And so I didn't cycle for very long. I just got on it and just kind of went hard for as long as I could until my legs were crying, which didn't take very long. And then I would cycle it down. And then when I felt like I could go again, I cycled really fast, and then with more resistance, and then I cycled down again. So, boop, 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 boop. So, buttons. Gotta say, as much as happy I am about the Blues making the finals, I am equally happy with having a break for a little bit, because not having anything on TV at night is kind of nice, to be perfectly honest. Come here, you. Come here. Because it just allows for, big dope. You big dope. Having a problem with that square. It's all good. I just kind of futzed it there. You can do it. It's okay. Don't tell anybody. Oh, man. But my back and whatnot. I'm kind of tired. But anyway, so yeah, it's kind of nice not having anything on TV. So I'm good I'm good on a regular basis until September. So we've got about 3+ months. It'll be great. I'll get a lot more things done. Around the house, still in the clean out mode. Didn't throw too much out. Although this room that I'm in right now is looking a lot better. Threw out a bunch of stuff that was up here and feel pretty good about it. Feel pretty good. So, alright. So I got two of those done. I'm going to highlight. I'm going to grab some different colors. Oh, man. Gonna sleep good. Slept like a baby last night. One of those, like, you don't quite remember. Like, I can always tell if I slept really well, like if I fell asleep really fast, because we always listen to audiobooks at night. And if I fall asleep at my normal time, which is usually anywhere from about 20 minutes to an hour after we go to bed, and sometimes longer, it'll be an audiobook that's on my phone. And if it's on his phone, it's usually because I've just gone out like a light. And it's very rarely like that. I am somebody who does not sleep very quickly. He literally is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, and goes to sleep, which is kind of funny. But I'm not going to say it bothers me when he does that. I'm just like astounded and gotten used to it. But he's just the best, you know. He's just the best. I'm trying to figure out what I should stitch next. So, buttons. I should, yeah, let me do this, because we're going to fill in some areas here. But anyway, is that different colors? Different colors. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to do our same system. I'm pulling out just 2 strands, putting the rest of it back of both. Boop, doop, 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 doop. Boop, 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 boop. I still gotta do, I want to do a map video too, where I do a video where we go through together the map of the world and mark off where everybody's from. I think we could totally do that. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll shoot that one tomorrow by the computer. Put some extra lighting down there. So my husband goes for Sunday, when my husband goes to the bees, we can get that done. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I asked for, in my one of my last videos, not my last one, but the video before that, if you guys could give me rough locations of where you live. And all I need is like state or province or country if you're outside of North America. And that's all I need. But because I've got this cool map that, hold on, I'm just figuring out where I'm skeeching. Here we go. And because then we know where everybody is. And then once I get it going, I can put it up on the wall. It would be very cool. Have our own little community. I still have thought about the whole forum issue, and I just don't know if, oh man, that caused so many issues with me because I couldn't get it the way I wanted it to. And so, see where that half stitch is there? And that one's not quite right. I'll come back and fix that later. But I might have to get somebody else to help me out with it. I may just hire somebody to kind of come in and spend, honestly, somebody who knows what they're doing probably only spends like an hour to set it up. Get them to do it, bada bing, bada boom, and there we go. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. Got that song still in my head. Happy, 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 happy. Happy, happy. So then after tomorrow, with all the graduation stuff, then we only have then we have 2 full days, like a real weekend with nothing planned. So super happy about that. Hopefully nothing will come along and abscond with our with my free time, because I got a lot of things that I want to do. It's gonna be good. Let's see what kind of stitch in progress we can make on Tower of Babel this week, since it is the focus piece of the week. Focus piece of the week. Happy, 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 happy. Let's see. What else is there to talk about? So I watched Game of Thrones. So I decided in the end, I feel like I played it exactly right, the way that I wanted to play it. I was very happy about it. So I watched the first 4 or 5 episodes, so I roughly know who everybody, well, not everybody, but who a lot of people are. And then I didn't come back. I watched a little bit of the second to last episode, and enough to kind of tell what was going on. And then I got the fill-in from my husband about it. And then I kind of off and on watched the finale. And considering my husband was disappointed with the way how it sort of the whole season went, I'm quite glad I didn't watch it, the whole thing. So I still may, I still want to listen to the books, but I, for right now, would say that I'm glad I didn't finish watching the show. So I feel like I saved a lot of hours of my life. Although, I know it's good. I know it's really good up until the last season, but I just, right now, I mean, I'll probably watch, you know, at some point in the future, I'll get into like a mood where I'll be like, oh, I gotta watch TV. And then I'll be like crazy watching TV all the time. But that day is not this day. So, anyway. Do a little hair. done. And we're going to skate over here. All the way over here. 1, 2, 4, 5. This is a little loose. Hold on. If you want to see what I'm doing, I'm just tightening it up. And I already tightened it some, but I'm not pulling out here. I'm pulling where it's close just to be safe. Although I've never had fabric tear. That is one of the advantages of buying good quality fabric. I haven't mentioned him in a while, but Stitching Shop, I haven't been there in a while. I haven't needed to go in a while because I got everything I need right now. But Stitching Shop basically sells really good fabric, and that's where I get my stuff. And the link is down below if you want to call in and talk to them about it. But it is, you know, you don't have to worry about something tearing. I do have to worry about my floss snagging. Snaggerific. There we go. But anyway, so oh yeah, so then, okay, so for those of you guys who have been following along with my quest to finish the Dresden Files, I have finished. I finished the last book last night. I gave it a 4 out of 5, and it wasn't, most of it was just like, I don't even understand, like, why we're doing this, why this has changed, why this is, I mean, it just was like, there are some books that are transition books, and this is one of them, and I didn't like it as much, but I thought that the ending was one of the best endings that he's ever written. The last probably hour to 2 hours of, come here, I gotta go around this little bit right here. There's a little thing right here that shouldn't be right here. There we go. And I thought it was excellent because I always do the audiobook thing, but I just didn't care. I really had a hard time getting into it, and I finally got into it, and then it got better as it went along, and the ending, like I said, was great, and didn't see a lot of it coming, what ended up coming, but I just felt like it wasn't quite up to snuff. It was almost like he needed to get to a point in the story where the characters sort of needed a break, and that's where he got to. Now, supposedly, he's writing a new one to come out maybe next year, but I don't 100% know that, so. But I thought I saw something on Goodreads about that. But we'll see. I haven't read any of his other stuff. His name is Jim Butcher. So I jumped into a nonfiction book. Which one was it? It's a 3-part story of World War II. I do find World War II somewhat fascinating. It is Memorial Day weekend here in the States, and Memorial Day weekend is to honor those who have fallen in service, in military service to our country. And I don't have anybody in my family that died in battle of any kind. We're fortunate in that way. But I was listening to something, an interview with a veteran earlier. They were talking about how Memorial Day weekend is like one of the hardest weekends for soldiers who have come back home. I'm not going to get into that because I don't know if any of you guys are soldiers out there, and I don't want to say anything that might lead to, you know. But oh, if you are back home, I'm glad you're back home, and I'll just stop there. Shoot, and that is where my brain stopped working. The end. Who's barking? We're gonna adjust this just a smidge. It keeps kind of falling down a little bit. There we go. Maybe a touch. But, what was I talking about? I'm totally forgetful. Ow! Just poked myself. I saw that coming. Well, I didn't see it coming. Had I saw it coming, I wouldn't have done it. And then I've got a few more books that, it was like, I've got probably like 4 or 5 books that have popped up all on my borrow list all at the same time. So I'm gonna hopefully jump into another one here. Anybody read The Nightingale? It's one of those books that like it sounds like everybody read at one point. And I'm gonna come all the way down with this because this color is here. And but that's one of those. That's one of the ones I was finally able to borrow and listen to. So I'm gonna start it and see if it's something I like. And we'll kind of go from there. And space. Let's see what else. But I just like YouTube. I just listen to YouTube all the time. And oh, I remember what I was going to talk to you about. So, state of Colorado just passed a law, state law, that has put a cap on how much that patients have to pay for insulin, like a copay. So they capped it at $100 for each insulin, and which is pretty freaking amazing because insulin has gotten more and more and more expensive. They keep coming out with more kinds of insulin, newer products all the time, and the older generic ones, they say, are not as good as the newer ones. They don't work as well, blah, 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 but it's just super expensive. And anyway, I'm super proud of Colorado for actually doing something. That's the first state in the country to actually put, basically told pharmaceutical companies, listen, this is where, you guys can do this, or you can, not do it. I don't know, whatever. But they didn't get really, as far as they didn't get any public pushback from the companies. So the guy who, the legislator who came, I'm going to highlight, that came up with the bill and that pushed it through and whatnot was his brother was a type 1 diabetic. And he passed away, not of his diet. Well, yeah, actually it was of his diabetes. He passed away like 5-6 years ago. He was hiking. He was type 1 diabetic. He'd been so since he was like 11. And type 1 diabetics absolutely require insulin to regulate their glucose because their pancreas just doesn't make it. And so he went on a hike and his blood sugar got off. He ended up, I want to say he fainted or had a seizure or something happened to him on the hike, and he kind of half collapsed and sort of fell. And when he fell, he kind of, when you say hike in Colorado, you're talking about the mountains. And so, so he fell, hit his head from a distance, and basically eventually died of his injuries. And so his brother, who was like, I think within 3 or 4 years older than him, has been looking for a way to honor his brother's life and his struggle that he had with diabetes and whatnot. And so he's the one who actually came up with the law and got everybody else to be like, yeah, let's do it. I hope it spreads. I know people who spend far too much on their insulin, despite insurance and this and that. But anyway, no political talk, and not getting into all that. But anyway, I'm all about helping people, and I think this will help people. I think it's a good thing. So we'll see how it gets implemented and how it goes. Boy, people are going to be able to really see that I did a lot this time, because you can see I went all the way to the page on the top, and I went almost, I still got a couple more rows down here to get, but it's going to look like I did a lot. That's pretty cool. I'm getting kind of hungry. It's not good. It's not good when I'm getting a little hungry. What time is it? I think it's like 5:30 now. So we ate at about noon. So that's about right. It's not unduly inappropriate to be hungry. The state of mind, not a country. Not the country. Do 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 do. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. It's got a pinch in my back. Somebody's poking my. What do you call those things? Little. Oh, what do they call those little dolls that like people poke to like make you? I don't know. It's like a gypsy curse. It's like a black magic, Caribbean voodoo. Thank you. Something like that. Come along if you love, 'cause I'm happy. Because I'm happy. Ooh, I just got a flash that my phone's running out. Well, that's not a surprise, considering. Well, let's go back and look at the front page of our project thing here. So we're about here-ish, roughly. I feel like I can get so much, like I can just go straight across and then eventually come down. This down here is going to get really difficult, but I can at least get this part top done. This part top part done, and have it be all porrete. It's going to be so porrete. But, yeah, I think we'll finish up here for now, since I just got the voodoo doll or whatever pinch in the back, and go see what the husband's up to, maybe get some dinner. Oh, go to bed early, get up early, go see some kids that graduated from high school, which is just ridiculous. They're getting too old too fast. Bird, you've been unduly quiet tonight. I don't know why. Or today. You just been listening? I guess I've just been listening. But anyway, so there's this project. We're getting a lot more done. Totally getting a lot more done. And let's see. So I'm going to still work on more of this top section here and put some more stuff together. And get back to work on some other things and get get this video up tomorrow morning first thing. Work on that pen, the gridding pen video. I'd be interested, you know, hopefully this isn't going to be like what happened with the pencils, where we were like, oh, pencils are cool, and then it's like, oh, pencils are not so cool. Not as cool as we thought at first, and so, but, I mean, I plan on starting to use it for some of my projects. I think it'll be just fine. You know, it's one of those where time will tell. And I'll definitely make sure that I go and look at more of the reviews and just make sure that nobody said, hey, 6 months later it all came back and then it never washed away. So I gotta make sure that that is accurate. Too late to take a nap in the day. But anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day. I am gonna go and get 5,000 more things done. I will see you all later. And have a good weekend. Be safe, and talk to you soon.